Hello and welcome to the second video from Ramblings About. My name is Stuart Everson and I am of course making this video for www.ramblingsabout.com. If you're watching this on YouTube you can go over and find it at that address. And today I am going to be talking about Injustice: Gods Among Us, a nice timely video game release, as I'm sure you all know, this hot new game straight off the shelves. No, it has been out for quite a while and I'm very late in doing this, but the honest truth is that I've just finished playing it and I wanted to talk about something, and it felt like a good game to try kind of doing my first video review of a game. So why not? I should also point out that I'm not very good at it. I'm sure anyone paying attention to the footage going on behind me will have already figured that out, but I've never been that great at fighting games. And I do win most of the matches that you'll see in the background. I think there's 3 matches there and I won 2 of them, so it's not too bad. Anyway, let's go on to the game itself. It is of course kind of DC's fighting game. You can see the kind of 2 characters I am behind, or a good representation of the kind of roster of characters. I was playing a kind of random mode where you get your character and your enemy character picked for you by the game. So it shows the depth. I mean, Nightwing and Martian Manhunter probably not kind of characters that anyone not aware of the DC universe would be hugely into, but I think they're both, well, I think Martian Manhunter's definitely getting a film, so people maybe will become aware of them soon. And there is a story mode in the game. It's alright, it's a very comic booky story, it's a bit ridiculous, a bit over the top. It's fun to play, but at the end of the day really all it is a kind of platform to allow you to play as various different characters. It kind of goes through the story and it puts you in different situations. It tells the story of alternate worlds coming together and an evil Superman. And it allows you to play as a host of characters. You get to play as all the big ones, some of the smaller ones too. And because of that, the story mode is good fun. It's a good intro to the game. It lets you see the main characters, lets you figure out their movesets and all that. So it's fun, but ridiculous, I think is probably the best way to describe it. And the gameplay is probably even more important than the story mode, to be honest, in a fighting game. But it's very easy to just pick up and learn. I very quickly got a hang of it. I mean, as I said, I'm not great at it, and I was never going to be great at it, but I could pick it up, and very quickly I managed to get through the story mode. I mean, I'd lose the occasional match, but without too much hassle, by just doing the kind of basic movesets. I'm sure there is a bit more complexity to it than that. You could probably go into it and get really good at this game and figure out exactly how to block people and stuff like that. I mean, if you're watching the gameplay footage, I don't really block attacks. I'm very offensive in my movements, and that's kind of the way I ended up playing it, just because that's how I can play it. But it probably is possible to get good at it. I was just never going to be very good at it. But there are cool little things you can do. Occasionally you'll see in the screen behind you that R1 comes up in the corner, and that means you can kind of interact with the world around you, whether that's picking something up and throwing it at them, at your opponent, or throwing your opponent into something. You also all have finisher moves, which you're about to see Lex Luthor's now, here you go, which are essentially you hit R2 and L2 when the meter that you'll see at the bottom of the screen is full up, and it's a move that if you connect successfully to begin with can't be blocked and goes into a little animation, and they're really cool. They look cool. The whole game looks quite good. I mean, it looks slightly dated now. It's not going to compare to The Order or something like that, one of the big PS4 titles, but it's very sleekly put together. A few of the cutscenes during the story mode did have a kind of drop in frame rate, but nothing that was horrible. It was just noticeable, and it was only during the cutscenes, so it was kind of livable with. And what was I saying? Yeah, so the problem with the finishing moves is it is the same animation every time. So if you are going to play as the same character for quite a long period of time, you are quickly going to get fed up of them. You're going to feel like, oh, I've seen it. It's cool when you first start playing as a character and you're getting used to them for the first time and figuring out their moveset. Then you're kind of like, oh yeah, that's cool. It's a nice first animation. But by the 6th or 7th time you've seen it, I mean, I must have seen Batman's, gosh knows how many times. I haven't played the game for probably like 10 hours or something like that, so yeah, you do get a bit fed up with them. There's also cool screen transition as well, which you'll see in this video. You actually see Sinestro putting me out the screen, but it shows the point anyway, where you can kick an opponent kind of out the side of the screen in any variety of ways. Different. Here you go now. So they differ depending on the map you're playing in, and again, they're cool the first time you see them, but I mean, like this one here, I've probably seen 2 or 3 times already, so by this point it's kind of like meh, but they're cool the first time you see them, and they're good fun to get along with. So I think that's kind of the summing up of the game, really. It's a fun game. You could spend a few hours playing it. I got it for free in PlayStation Plus, so I think it's PlayStation Plus has more, but it's probably not very expensive at this point. And that it fills a few hours, but it's never going to be anyone's favourite game. It's just a kind of diversion, and it looks good. All the entrances of all the characters and stuff look cool, and if you're a DC fan, you'll probably have a lot of fun with it. But at the end of the day, it's not going to change your world, it's not going to move it. You'll enjoy it. I think that's the best way to put it. I have been Stuart. This is as usual for Ramblings About. If you have any thoughts on the video, as I said in my first video, I am still getting to grips with this format, but any advice you may have on what I'm doing would be greatly appreciated, and you can subscribe down below, like the video, check us out on the website, and thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.